Hey, good morning. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. Well, we have a busy day today. We're going with our recent friend and subscriber, Mitch, from Australia. He's quite a character. He's larger than life. I used to wonder about that expression, larger than life, but then I met Mitch and he is larger than life. As you may have seen for yourself in some of the videos. He's from Romania, originally from Romania, and went to Australia about 35 years ago, and now he's planning on coming and living in the Philippines. And we went yesterday to have a look at his farm. He has a farm out in let me see, in Trinidad, on the other side of Trinidad. He has a beautiful farm, or will be beautiful when he's finished with it. He has some great plans for it. Okay, so it's a mango farm, mainly a mango farm, but he's planning on a huge number of pigs and chickens. So he's going to be a busy guy. Well, he wanted to do something that would help the community right now, and so there's one thing that you can always give in the Philippines, and that's rice, and you just cannot go wrong with rice. So when he asked me what can we do tomorrow, which is today, we said, why don't we go up to the Village of Hope, which we've been planning on doing for quite some time, but we're waiting for the boxes from Mr. and Mrs. O. They are planning, have actually packed about 7 boxes apparently, and have more on the go. And they are due to arrive before Christmas, probably at the end of, I don't know, middle or the end of November. So, we're off to the Village of Hope today. But that's dependent on one very important thing, and that is if we can dig the truck out again. Last night coming home, fortunately we had a lot of people. Nana, we had all the boys with us, and Bewley, and I think her husband. I never got to look back and see in the darkness. We were coming home in the dark again, something that we must stop doing that. Because if anything goes wrong and you're in the dark, boy, it's difficult. Well, we got stuck a couple of times and had several very close calls. As I've tried to explain, people think that they know what the challenges are of getting up to our house on that path. It's not really a road. That would be a very grand way of describing it. But anyway, we did forge a right of way from nature, and we do manage to get, in dry weather, we manage it okay. But in the wet weather, it's not so easy. The problem is that when the camber of the road slopes off to one side, there is little room for error. And what happens is that the truck actually starts to lose traction, and as the wheels spin on that mud, special kind of mud that's mainly clay, it just gets as slick as anything. I tell you how slick it is. We had to leave the truck last night. We had to abandon it about I don't know, quarter or half a mile from the house. We would never have got it up the tunnel anyway. The tunnel, as you may know, has high sides, 3, 4, 5 feet in places, and we have to make a charge up that tunnel. It snakes in an S, so it can't be done at speed anyway, as someone suggested. Good suggestion in other circumstances, but not in this. So we had to walk up the tunnel, and believe me, the going is so slick that it is quite difficult even to walk. So you can imagine how would a truck do it. So the first thing we do is to have. Had some noodles this morning for breakfast. Excuse me, I made a cup of coffee, and we're going to go and see if we can get the truck moved. Here's the other problem, is that once facing up towards a house, turning around involves, it must either go forward or backward, and in this case it has to go forward, which is very difficult. We're not complaining, this is our life and we are blessed to have such a life, so this is not a complaint. This is just fact of life in our simple life. And so we're going to get the truck, bring it forward. We do have one turning round place that we made just before the bridge, so we'll try to turn it around there, and then we'll be on our way to meet with Mitch at Vidasto, where we're going to take him to the Village of Hope, and that will be a surprise visit. They don't know that we're coming, and we're going to take, let me explain, the Village of Hope has 4 separate houses. It's not an orphanage in the normal sense. This is really a children's home. They have, at last count, I think they were licensed to have 46 children, or 45. Now, the children will never be adopted out. That's their home. And the way that they do it, it's not in one huge building, it's in 4 separate houses, and each house has a house mother or house parents. And the Village of Hope, what they like to do is they like to have house parents who also have their own children, and their own children are obviously there and stay in with the rest of the children, so everybody gets treated as their children, and this is their home, and they will stay there until they are of age to be able to go out, and hopefully they'll have been prepared as best the orphanage can with education. They walk to a school that is close by, probably in the region of maybe a 1.5 mile or 2 mile walk down the mountains. The Village of Hope is high in the mountains, and that's what we're going to do today. That's how the orphanage is run. Children are there, that's their home. They're not there for adoption, so whatever help can be given to them is very much appreciated. Actually, one of the things that they said that they really need is new bedding. So if anybody wants to send a box specially for the Village of Hope, bearing in mind there's 45 children there, if anybody wants to send a box that is going to go to the Village of Hope, you can send it to us, and if you so instruct us, we will deliver that box or boxes unopened to the Village of Hope. So there's a challenge for you. If you have anything that you think 45 kids of varying ages can use, excuse me, then we will be the messengers, and we will take that, all of it, as I say, unopened to the Village of Hope, and you will have their undying gratitude, believe me. But today Mitch is going to fund the purchase of 2 bags of rice for each house. 4 houses. We're going to pick up 8 bags of rice in the truck if we can dig him out, the Big Blue. If we can dig Big Blue out and get on the road again for 8 o'clock, which is when we are going to meet our friend Mitch. We'll be making a video, obviously, and you'll hear about what's happening. This is kind of an update. This is our life on the hill, and we wish you a good morning. Bye for now. This is a foreigner in the Philippines.